Ash vs. Evil Dead podcast, back again. I got such good intros for these, right?
Back
Back
again.
again.
Because another episode came out, so we're
Another
going to
episode, yeah.
talk about it.
Oh, this is surprising. So, today we watched episode 7, Fire in the Hole, which I just looked up the name of now. I didn't even know as we were watching it. This is another one directed by Michael Hurst. I wonder how many he's done, actually, for this series. But it's always nice to see familiar names, even when you don't see them on camera.
Yeah.
So this episode, they encountered some gun nuts.
Yeah, survivalist, which is kind of classic survivalist plot when you run into them in like a zombie or, that type of situation in a movie or whatnot. It's like they're usually idiots that get in the way and march towards their own death.
Yep, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
But you kind of knew this was coming, though, from the last episode with the setup with his old friend. Clem was his name? Lem. Lem was the guy. Because, I knew immediately when they're like, here's my old friend the gun nut. It's like, yeah, well, I guess they're going to encounter some gun nuts at some point.
Yeah.
And, I want to know what the story is behind this, survivalist compound out in the middle of Michigan with all these people that are just, armed to the teeth.
Hang out.
Not very good survivalists. They're all pretty much dead by the end.
Have a poster of a woman with guns, but they don't ever have any actually with them because they're just hanging out alone.
Any women?
Compound. Yeah, that's the usual thing you see when they do a plot like this. They'll have a poster of a woman with guns, which they did in this, but they never have any with them.
There were some women there, I think.
Was there?
Yeah, they were just in some fatigues and stuff, so it was hard to tell. But I think some of them were women. Okay. Which I thought was surprising because, yeah, it usually is just a bunch of dudes, but I think some of them were women.
Okay, maybe I missed that there were.
Yeah. This episode was the first one, I think, that had any nudity in it. Because they didn't show... There was implied stuff. But I don't think they showed any boobs or anything until this episode. We got to see Lucy Lawless's butt and boob double.
Yeah.
Which, I know she showed her boobs and stuff before. I guess that's why it was surprising to me they used a double, but I guess actresses don't always want to do that.
Spartacus was enough for her.
Spartacus was enough. She's like, I've retired them. Get me a double. Get me a really perky double. Yeah, so I don't know what they're leading up to with Ruby. I'm interested to know though, since seems to be more to it than just her sister, so.
Yeah. I do like that spacing on the cop girl's name.
Amanda.
I like that she just really thought that she burnt up really quick in that fire because
I think she just thought she was taken to hell or something. I don't think she thought that she burned up.
She just seemed really overly accepting of that whole situation. Just oh well, bye.
She's kind of overly accepting of everything. Here's what I'm noticing.
She really is. She's just joined. You'd think she'd been part of the gang from a while ago, the way she acted in this one.
She's
and she's really accepting of that. His
yeah.
constant hitting it on her.
Now that she's on their team, she's just okay with it now.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's actually attracted to him since she seems to at least like flirting with him.
Yeah, well, she's a single woman in his vicinity, so I guess they're gonna flirt. I don't know. The thing I'm noticing with Amanda now.
Well, Kelly doesn't flirt with them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. The thing I'm noticing with Amanda is she's kind of boring at times. Because I wish she's a very reactionary character. She's just kind of going along with whatever people say and then very accepting very quickly. Mm-hmm. She had some of her moments, but she's very kind of smiley and accepting. Mm-hmm. Even with the flirty Ash things. I just wish that there was more to the character. I couldn't tell you anything about the character other than she's a cop.
Mm.
Because I was trying to think, I'm like, I can define the other characters decently, but I don't know about Amanda.
We haven't had as much time with her either.
But she's had that whole subplot with Ruby, even though they didn't show them that much. She did have her whole plot going on.
Do that much. That was the thing. All we knew was she was after him, and that Lucy had convinced her that Ash was the problem.
Yeah, but you'd think, like, if this is the episode that she's introduced to the team, that they would take some more time to establish who she is.
I agree. They probably should have done a little more. I guess part of it is just that she's okay with being flirty with Ash is one thing they established this one.
It just seemed kind of out of nowhere, but
yeah.
I guess the last episode they did have some, like, near the end when she was okay with him, she was alright with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what is the age difference between him and the actress, though? Because she's younger than him.
Yeah.
Significantly. I guess I'm not surprised in Hollywood terms. Like, it's always, the guys always have the young women, no matter how old they are. They stay around the same age bracket. I don't know. I guess that's not anything particularly new, but just something that I noticed. When the episode started, I thought it was going to be in kind of a lull, but I think the episode picked up after they started getting chased down by all the gun nuts and the Deadites. Or I guess just no, there was more than one.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked Kelly and Pablo's thing with fighting those survivalist Deadites, slamming the truck into that one and then shooting him up and getting covered in blood.
Yeah, I do like everyone's got to get covered in blood.
That was a fun battle.
Yeah. When Kelly first started doing her, like, angry yelling thing when they were in the compound, when she's just like, yeah, come get me, alright. Like, I'm like, oh, they're going a little too far with, like, this is my character, I am the tough, want to beat up the Deadites character. But, it worked out just fine after that, but I mean, like, I feel like it doesn't need to be constantly like that to establish she's angry at them. Like, there's levels you need to be at.
I liked, though, when she fired the automatic and the kickback threw her back.
Yeah.
She had to realize what she was actually using.
Yeah. No, it works fine in certain scenarios, and it worked fine in the last episode, too, when she just loses it and there's the meat slicer scene. It just feels like that there needs to be levels for certain scenes, and she didn't need to be, like, right there at that particular scene in the compound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little odd.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I liked the episode. I thought the scenes where Amanda and Ash are fighting Lem, and you don't know if they're going to get set on fire or not. You know, they got the flare, and there's the kerosene all over the place. It felt tense in there, and I thought they had some good moves together while they're, like, you know, dodging the flame together. And
good, area to have a claustrophobic type fight like that.
Yeah, the fight was fine. I just wish, like, Amanda as a character was fleshed out a bit more, but as far as, like, working together with Ash, I thought that was good.
And he abandoned them at the end to go to the cabin.
Yeah. I liked that. I didn't actually think that was going to happen, but because it was nice that he was establishing that, like, he really did care about them and he didn't want anything to happen, but then, like, he abandoned them at the end. I didn't really think that was going to happen.
Mm. Yeah, there's that character moment for Ash.
They had that bit at the beginning where they come across a bunch of corpses on the ground, and there's one guy who's survived, and Amanda's like, oh yeah, we'll take care of you, and the guy's like, no, just kill me, and Ash is like, no, we're not gonna kill anyone, we'll get you patched up. Nope. Finger across the throat, dead. Because, I mean, it was nice that...
exploded into the title card.
That's something that's a joke you use a lot when we're doing something and we're like, yeah, wouldn't it be great just, like, kill this character, their head explodes into the title? But this is what they do a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Head explodes into the title. I like the soundtrack for this show, too. They always end on, like, a good classic rock song. Mm-hmm. They had a good one at the end there with the hand going to the cabin.
Yeah, time has come today.
But yeah, I like this build up to the cabin. I think that's a good way to lead up towards the end of the series. We got 3 episodes left. Just seems like this is breezed by.
I do like that Ruby homed in on her car to find it.
Yeah, how did that happen? How did she find it? They just sort of skipped over some stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
She had a new pair of clothes, and she found the car at the restaurant.
She just wandered naked.
Yeah.
That fire pit and just walked straight to her car, I guess.
Maybe she looked up, like, police reports over, like, incidents, and then found the restaurant there.
Where'd she look that up at?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she found, like, a place where she could use the internet, or she
Well,
could...
she was naked.
I'm sure... Let's assume she stole the clothes from someone. Let's just assume. It's probably what happened. But she could have been, I suppose, just go to a laptop naked in a Starbucks. She's up. Just looking it up.
So I doubt there was a computer at Pablo's uncle's place.
Just because he practices magic doesn't mean he's not up with technology. Yeah. He wasn't cut off from the world. He
seemed to have a lot of technology at his place, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, well, even shamans use the internet. How else is he going to get his
Seemed
porn?
like he had one. We didn't see one. But...
Maybe he was in the main house. They were just hanging out in, like, that barn most of the time. He doesn't keep his laptop in the barn. Let's be realistic.
That'd been her first thought, too. I'll search for police reports and like, okay, that's where my car is.
Well, I mean, she can assume that Amanda went to go follow him, and then that's where...
But there could have been multiple police reports for the area. She might have walked to the wrong one.
Well, how many dead-eyed attacks have happened? I don't know.
Yeah, no other ones.
Maybe she went to a lot of them until she landed there. It was a lot of boring stuff going on.
A lot of walking around naked till she finally gets to the car.
You just assume she's naked till she gets to the car. I'm sure the clothes came first.
Well, just you said she got them at the car, so I'm just imagining that she just kept walking.
I didn't say she got them at the car. I didn't say that.
You did say that first. You said, I guess she had a spare change of clothes at the car.
No, I said she got a spare change of clothes and then she went to the car. I didn't say she got it at the car. Look, all right, everyone, rewind the podcast. Find out what I said. Correct us in the comments.
Whatever. Fuck.
Oh, one thing I wanted to note, that CGI moose is really lame. Yeah, I guess, my guess is that they were just trying to establish that, make it look more like Michigan, since I'm sure maybe moose, they don't have any in New Zealand or anything readily available for the shoot, so they just decided to CGI one in. I mean, I still would have bought that it's Michigan. I mean, the woods are the woods. It looks just fine. But maybe that's what the idea was there.
I guess.
Because you thought it was going to come into play, and it didn't. There's no...
Well, yeah, because it was fake, so I thought there was a reason for it.
Yeah, like a dead-eyed moose. We need to see more dead-eyed animals. Is the dead-eyed squirrel after them? They had the deer head in the second one. Maybe they're building up to it in the cabin.
Maybe.
I'm sure I would be very surprised if they didn't have a callback to the moose, or the deer. They made it a moose in the musical, so I always think moose, but it's not. They gave him this doofy voice. Good stuff. So is there anything else about this episode that you want to talk about?
No.
Alright. It was packed full of stuff. Like, it seemed like, there was always something going on, so...
It all came together.
All came
like
together.
The ending.
Yeah, the ending was good. They had some good character moments, lots of good action pieces. Solid thumbs up. Check it out!